Previously on State of Decay 2. Can I complete State of Decay 2 lethal difficulty without ever using a vehicle? I can keep a cool and calm head.
I just want to claim the outpost, and then more! There's even more of them coming! Fuck's sake! Oh no, that's even worse!
Oh no! What? No! Final character is now sleepy, battered, and partially infected. Is it even worth us carrying on? Is it even possible to pull it back from the darkest of abysses? You're goddamn bloody right it is. With 17 play cards left and 3 siege sites spiraling out of control, Laura uses the infirmary to remove both partial infection and her injuries, then downs an espresso to remove the fatigue. She might now look good as new, but she's a ticking time bomb of destruction. I set my radar to recruitment and head back to the true survivors who we met earlier. These and the sanguine survivors are the only enclaves, other than a 7-man group of murderous bastards that is. So getting these on side so I can recruit someone is of the utmost importance. One of their mates have been killed and Daryl disappeared right before the killings, so they want me to bring him back to face trial. I obviously agree, and luckily his last known location isn't too far away. And while I'm running past, I might as well deal with the 3 siege sites, considering 2 of the 3 are only level 1s. I can deal with the first 2 screamers with relative ease, again maintaining my composure.
Come on, die, you fucking crackhead!
Then, as we still have our original medical outpost, I set landmines as a safety net, kill a crackhead in a loud manner, then finally take out the level 2 siege site. Then run to the safety of my landmine field, having taken so much more damage than I was expecting, before completing the journey to meet up with Daryl. He pleads his innocence and begs for my assistance, but I'll be honest with you, I got too much shit to get done, so listen son, you're fucking coming with me.
I won't let you take me back.
He then becomes hostile and tries to kill me. Not a great look when trying to plead your innocence, I'll be honest with you. Also not a great look on me as I shoot an unarmed man running away from me. But hey, at least I've done my sheriff duties, now the true survivors should become my friends, and I'll be able to pinch their best recruit on the cheap. And the timing couldn't have been better, as even though my espresso hasn't expired yet, my fatigue has taken a bigger hit than Mike Tyson's legacy. I then tell the boys that Daryl won't be joining us, although I don't mention the part about shooting him in the back. Surprisingly, our relationship still remains neutral, so it's gonna cost me 1500 influence to recruit someone to the community. But before I spend $1.50 on a new best friend forever, I really need to maximise my use from this enclave before they run off into the night, so I purchase a food rucksack and then head back to base, filling my pockets with plenty of valuable loot. But in all the time it took me to retreat and load up, another mission has spawned, and I'm really not in any kind of condition to provide backup.
Oh no, 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 no!
Let's not help the people who can save our asses later. Great plan.
It was your plan, you tit. Great. We're screwed. We're screwed.
Ah, thee of little faith. We are not screwed. Instead, we can pull this back. I've cleared every single map with a single survivor.
Nope. Nope. No. No.
Okay, maybe not quite every map, but it's certainly my most popular video. If anyone can pull this back with a single survivor, it's this ugly prick. I get back to base and unload my backpack, and that's when it hits me. The water collector. I need water to craft coffee and coffee to remove the fatigue. So I immediately install the water collector to my kitchen. And while it's installing, I once again use the infirmary to remove our injuries, leaving me with 3 medical supplies. I gear up for a long walk ahead of us, time to put that sanitizing machine to good work. The sanguine survivors are still after one, and while it's unlikely I'll be able to complete the legacy in the limited time we have remaining, the extra influence and potential for them having something valuable to trade is a risk worth taking. 5 minutes come and go and I can craft more coffee than we'll ever need, but seeing as espresso apparently stays in your system longer than methadone, I can't use any just yet. So I waste some time popping headshots from the safety of my landmine protected outpost until I suffer the caffeine withdrawal to end all caffeine withdrawal. Thankfully it can be recovered with a cheeky cup of joe, but now we're more reliant on coffee than a Brazilian farmer.
Just a 700-meter trek now, through plague territory.
We complete the journey with no issues, just taking extra caution to avoid any freaks en route. I then give them the sanitizing machine and buy their coffee supply, as you can never have too much. Now it's finally back to plague arts, and as they've set up shop in plague territory, our next victim is pretty close by. I down an energy drink to keep my lungs going and get to work, although I miss a heavy swing and end up getting bit, leaving me in a less than desirable condition.
Oh, you twat!
Even so, I complete the phase, drop my penultimate molly, but as the energy drink is now expired, it's time to catch my breath on the horse box outside.
Oh god! Wasn't expecting that. Wasn't expecting that. Wasn't expecting that. Holy shit, man. But hey, we fucked it up, so not too bad, not too bad.
But with only snacks left to refill my stamina, I'm gonna have to play this more conservatively than a fox hunt while telling young people to stop by and have a bloody cardo. Doing so completes the phase and I can drop my final Molotov. Once again, I catch my breath on the horse box outside, and not much longer later, we can get the win. And to save stamina, I decide to try and lure the hordes back towards the sanguine survivors, but trying to lure the undead away with noise doesn't exactly go to plan.
Oh my god, you absolute fucker! Where the hell did you come from?
Luckily I had a cure, but that was the only one I had left. The others are currently in the pockets of a zombie on the other side of the map. I make my way back to the play cart where I can safely loot it, and sell everything that's going to weigh me down back to the sanguine survivors. I then make a guesstimation on where the next heart could be located, but on the way I make the reckless decision to take out an infestation, which doesn't go too well.
Oh, what the fuck? No! What the shit? Get off me!
Also, sleepiness is starting to creep back in. Great. I do manage to take out the infestation, even with magnetic pricks latching onto me.
What the actual fuck was that?
Now back to heart hunting. And I've got to say, I was actually pretty accurate with my prediction. Sadly, I couldn't predict where the heart would be in the building as I breach and clear the entire upstairs when the heart was in the bloody garage. Heavy swings for the win as I complete the phase before bursting out the back door.
Run, run, run. Stamina is going to be an issue.
Unfortunately, there's no time to rest as the stimulant is still active, so I head back inside, but luckily complete the second phase with one more heavy swing. I then head out the front and take refuge on an abandoned pickup truck.
Loot dispute. I'll be honest, love, I really don't give a shit about your loot dispute. Not a didgeridoo!
Just as I head down, the stimulant expires, so I've got to hold my nerve for as long as possible before taking the next, to really make the most of the two we have remaining. I tend to lure the hordes away from the heart, so when I kill it, I'll be able to loot it quickly before getting out of the area. But in the neighbour's garden, I find a hunter shack. Remember, any shack with the deer antlers will have potential weaponry inside. Unfortunately, I only find 5 rounds and a soda can bomb. And to make things worse, the undead are still roaming around the play cart, so I have to lead them away with the help of my unsuppressed rifle. I can then head back inside, closing the back door behind me, which gives me just enough time to defeat the heart and collect some loot before they burst through. With that, it's time for me to head back to my medical outpost, although I do take a second to loot the fuel resource from the fire station on the way. I then unload my loot, craft a cure, and arm up once again, with a fresh coffee flowing through the system. And with that, it's time for another 700-meter trek northbound, where I find the next play cart in a Mexican restaurant. And for once, I eliminate the few Zeds in the area to make it easier for me to complete the first phase without using my final stimulant. And for once, my plan actually works out pretty well. I do have to put a ton of buckshot into a crackhead outside, but after that I can complete the second phase with a soda can bomb and 2 grenades. Before continuing, I abandon the petrol station we claimed in the south, then can finish off the play cart with one more swing. I then immediately charge into the pharmacy across the road, turn it into an outpost and activate incendiary landmines. Then we get to enjoy the soothing sounds of the undead combust around me, giving me a vital safe space going forward. I also make sure to upgrade the pharmacy so I can drop off rucksacks. Then we spend a bit of time looting the surrounding area. But when I realise there's more plague territory to the north, we've got to go and investigate.
Again, do not want to take any stamina item if I can help it until we actually fight in the play cart. That's the idea.
I find the source of the problem in a rickety old barn, and once we've dealt with a few other locals, I'm safe to claim its first phase without using any stamina relief. However, trying to climb to safety doesn't go too well.
Why are you not climbing? Why are you not climbing? Move! Move! Oh my god!
I then attempt to burn the play cart, which ignites the hordes below, and a single burning Zed runs into the heart, ending it immediately.
Got the play cart dead, but at what cost?
I then become all philosophical.
It's all about patience. Patience is our ally. You must hold the shot and take the shot when you get it, when you get the chance.
My chance comes in the form of a Molotov, which causes the crackhead to roll into my gunfire. Once again, fire comes in clutch. With that, the area is now safe and I can get to looting. I very much appreciate those meds so I can craft more plague cures. It takes 5 or so minutes and 3 trips to ferry everything I could want or need back and forth to our pharmacy, even finding a new hat in the process. From now on, you can call me Indiana Talbot. We continue the journey westbound, crossing the bridge deep into plague territory. Before I get the chance to climb the cell tower, we run into a feral.
Oh shit.
And to save ammo, I use the old door trick to quickly and relatively quietly eliminate my nemesis. Although all that quiet work was immediately undone as I had to shoot a screamer in the face. I then climb the cell tower and spot 2 play carts, so as the sun sets, it's time to slap some strange meat.
Ideally, I want to phase this again before you use a stamina item. There's a caravan outside, which is handy.
But given the close proximity to the undead inside the building, I decide against that and pop them amphetamines, which goes about as well as you'd expect.
Oh, you bastard, you know.
But remember, it can always get worse. Before he has a chance to chow down on my liver, I head outside, popping one of my 3 cures. And after many missed shots and dodges, we manage to take the beast down. We can then complete the phase and drop a molly, although in between phases we're once again forced to battle off with a crackhead. The second phase falls with one more heavy swing, and the follow-up molly should help deal with the hordes pursuing me.
Nope, you gotta close it up with you on the other side. That's kind of the point.
Unfortunately, it didn't do anywhere near enough damage to the hordes, but at least the heart was only one more swing from death.
Wait, did I hear another feral?
I did hear another feral, and this one suffers the same fate as all the rest, for all the noise drew the Zeds away from the play cart, which means I can loot it in safety. But if anything, I'm now carrying too much, so climb to the safety of a caravan to come up with a plan. There's a fuel tanker just outside of plague territory, so I abandoned my original medical outpost and set my sights for that.
We're doing alright, you know, 16 plague arts of 28.
We claim the outpost, set landmines, yada yada yada. But by the time it's time to move on to the next plague art, the sun is fully set and my fatigue is well and truly creeping back into the danger zone. We stumble our way over to the large warehouse, clutching our chest as we move. I sneak my way inside, taking out the undead silently, and that allows me to claim the first phase without incident, but in my rush to complete the second phase I get attacked by a feral. One wrong move here with my stamina in this state and the entire house of cards will collapse around us. Gratefully I can climb to safety before that becomes a reality. We deal with the feral like all of his brothers before him, then with a fresh set of that Colombian good stuff flowing through my system, I can take down the plague cart and make my escape back north, but it seems our community standing is finally high enough to start spawning the final boss of Lethal Zone. On this occasion I was close enough to my landmine protected outpost to escape the threat, but sadly I'm not going to be so lucky going forward.
17 plague arts down. 11 plague arts left, and we've had our first triple pack.
Triple packs are certainly going to be the biggest threat going forward, and avoiding them will be crucial to surviving this challenge. Next up we head east back over the river, as there seems to only be one more plague cart on this half of Mika Valley. And thankfully this heart can go down without incident, and we can once again scurry our way back to the pharmacy. One more episode remains of this series. Can Laura come out on top? I'll make a deal with you. If this video can get 500 likes in the first 24 hours, I'll post it this Thursday.